So, what are you into outside of work? I know you mentioned cars and stuff before, but you got a young family and stuff, and
you got two incredibly cute girls.
Yeah.
You got a 2.5-year-old called Izzy and a just over 2 months old Cleo.
Nice.
So yeah, that's pretty much all my after work time I take up now. So
Hence the 4 o'clock in the morning wake up.
Yeah. So if it's not one, it's the other, pretty much. I think they must talk to each other or something.
Yeah. Even at their young age, they're communicating already. They've got
so.
your number.
She got a funny story about that. The 2.5-year-old dropped her off at daycare the other day, and she was like insistent on wearing her Emma Wiggles outfit.
Oh yeah.
Like there was no way we're going to get her out of the house without it.
Yeah.
At that point, you're just like, okay, whatever.
Yellow Wiggle?
Yeah, the yellow Wiggle.
Yeah.
Ex-Wiggle now. But,
Yeah.
we don't have to tell her that.
She'll find out at some stage. Heartbreaking.
And she's got a good mate at daycare, and we turn up, and her good mate's wearing the exact same outfit.
What are the chances
of
that?
These guys have been texting over.
Yeah.
I know kids are getting younger on the phones and stuff. This is outrageous.
Do you think they actually coordinated that they can speak well enough to each other to go, hey, yellow Wiggle tomorrow?
Maybe.
Yeah.
The daycare actually put a post up on the little app that they use. It's pretty funny.
Do they have no, I guess they don't have social media accounts for daycares. That'd probably be a bit wrong.
They
do?
They put stuff on Facebook.
Oh, they do?
Yeah. You sign up a waiver saying that
closed.
We'll make money off your kid, and it's fine.
It'd be a closed sort of system, though, right?
They got public Facebook pages that they put photos up of.
Okay. Gee, the world's changed, man.
Yeah, I think they sign your kid's life away.
Yeah.
Makes them stronger.
Yeah,
it's all right.
Your kids' memories and our memories.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So outside of the kids, love my cars. I don't have enough time for it at the moment, but big into my old Mazdas.
Oh yeah.
Anything old rotary.
Rotaries, eh?
Yeah. All my mates will be like, you don't do anything to your car. You're not into them anymore.
Was that like a high school sort of love? Was it?
Yeah. The old high school fling that's dragged out. So I had an old Mazda when I was 15, an old 626, which classic story. Bought it off an old lady. Kept it pretty standard for a while, and then did it up over kind of a 2 or 3 year period through my apprenticeship, and
those skills would have come in really handy.
I kind of left it in the workshop in the back corner for a while. And started getting in trouble about that. You're not allowed to have your car in here.
Whose is that?
Yeah. Did an engine swap, all sorts of things. So it's a decent sized project for someone who's kind of that age. Got it painted, and then sold it. I think I've been probably chasing that original car ever since. I've had a few different ones through the years, and it's always comparing it to the old high school sweetheart.
Isn't it funny though how you end up houses and cars would be the same, where with probably similar sort of thoughts, you're not going to sell something sort of as is and in a shitty condition. You do it up, you tidy it up, and then by the time you get it mint, then you sell it, you're
some other prick gets it.
Yeah, some other prick gets it, and it's and I bet a lot of people step back and they actually go, no, I'm going to keep it. You ever been in that situation?
No, I seem to fall into that trap every time. Yeah. For the other cars I've had, they've had their little gremlins, and I start fixing them up, and then something go wrong, and I'm like, I'm over it, get rid of it. So I've got another 66 now, which is just been sitting and waiting for about 2 years. So.
What is it about the Mazda? What really is it? There must be something deep down inside. I mean, what is it about the Mazda?
All the cool people had them when I was a kid. Yeah. I think I had 2 older brothers as well, so they were into old Fords, like Escorts, Continas, and old Mazdas and stuff. They were probably just the car of their time for us. And they were cheap. Yeah. They're not cheap anymore, but...
Yeah, funny that, eh?
It was a little bit disappointing for the old man, because he's into his old Italian stuff. And it was just
was it Alfa Romeo guys?
Alfa Romeos, anything Rovers, anything English. And then 3 sons that were turning up in Mazda rotaries and dropping oil all over his driveway. he'd kind of moan about it, but then he'd also be out there at 10 o'clock at night, on a weeknight while we're trying to put a diff in for a drag day the next day, and he's I think he still enjoyed it because the boys were all around having drinks and mucking around.
Yeah, he's just loving that the boys are into something that he's into as well. That's a cool thing. Does anyone else make a rotary? Is it mainly a Mazda thing?
It's German originally, which is probably a bit weird because it's a bit flawed. The design's flawed. So
that's their one mistake. Maybe not the one mistake.
Awkward.
Awkward.
A couple of others.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think maybe that's why they palmed it off. So I think there's a company called NSU did like one of the ugliest cars you'll ever see.
Oh yeah.
And that was the original production rotary car. And then, I think Mazda bought the rights to it and started doing their own.
Is NSU a brand of car?
Yeah.
I have to look it up.
It looks the same forward as it would back. Like you could drive in reverse and you'd look like it's going forward. It's like a replica front and back.
Well, we don't have the producer to bring it up on the screen so we can have a look at it, but maybe further down the track. Yeah.
Jared pulled that up.
Jared, young Jared.
Yeah.
Jared's right into his podcast. Yeah. I think it's a natural thing for I don't know, I think a lot of guys like cars, but you seem to have zeroed in on a very particular type of car.
Yeah, there's I think still that thing like I want the not the old car that I had. I'm probably going to make a better version hopefully because I don't really want to. It was a bit low and a bit loud, and wanted to throw kids in the back now and things like that, and take it on day trips. So
they put the little earmuffs on.
Yeah. I've already had us at a couple of rotary days. It's good for them to sleep. They just fall asleep with all the noise and the vibrations and stuff.
Brilliant. Yeah, good way to get them to nod off.
Yeah.
So one of your other hobbies outside of work, you're loving your golf. Into golf.
Yeah, that's probably another little issue with the wife. I picked a sport which takes 4 hours if you don't have a beer afterwards.
Yeah.
So it's time consuming, but it's I've fallen in love with it again. Really, I played it quite a lot when I was younger. Sorry, from 13 onwards for about 4 years. Got half decent, and then it was about 17 or something. Got other things to do. Got to go to parties and I've got to go to these kind of things. But
did that because you're so tall? Like, did that affect your game? When you started growing, were you like, oh shit, I can't actually reach the affected how you play?
I think I just had adult clubs when I was younger. Yeah, I actually worked at the golf club. It was one of my first jobs, maybe the second job I had. Yeah.
Oh right.
So I was one of those people who drives around the golf cart, golf balls
on the driving range.
Yeah, on the driving range, but without the, without the protection that people have now.
Like, young guy.
Yeah,
we've got no protection. Just send you out there.
Just had to use this ball picker upper on the front of a cart, but there was no cage around it. So I just I drive straight. Because if I went sideways, I was just opening up my body for all sorts of trouble.
Did you ever get hit?
No, but there were birds on the driving range which were pretty aggressive, which used to swoop down on you as well.
Like magpies and stuff?
Yeah, some little random bird was pretty angry.
Oh, no. So what's your what handicap you playing off?
I've got I think I'm about 9.5 at the moment. So depending on which course you go to, that can bump up your handicap depending on how hard the course is. It's all kind of related to that.
Yeah. And where's your local course?
Pookie.
Okay, yeah.
That's like a 15-minute drive. Cool country course.
You got any aspirations to play like is there a dream course that you want to play overseas or around the country?
I think mostly New Zealand courses, to be honest. Yeah. I think if most golfers would say like St Andrews or something in Scotland, which is like the home of golf, first golf course, and maybe one day. But New Zealand's just got like a ton of great golf courses. They're probably all going to be very expensive soon once the borders open. So. Places in Queenstown, stuff up north. What's it?
Carry Cliffs. Kidnappers down in Hawke's Bay.
Yeah, stuff like that would be awesome. She played Muir on the weekend, which was it's a really nice course. So.
I guess the scenery helps, eh? And New Zealand's got a ton of great scenery, so it's good. Yeah,
I used to be a member of a course in Queenstown, and you're playing on the lake, and it's just like it's unreal seeing just snow-capped mountains, and you kind of forget you look around, you're like far out, looks like in Switzerland or something.
Well, especially down in a place because the South Island, I think it's got the best scenery in the country around Queenstown and the Remarkables and that sort of thing. So to play golf down there would be pretty distracting, I'd imagine. Yeah. Well, that's cool, man. You got to have hobbies, eh? Because this role can be it can be very demanding, and it can be very stressful. There's no doubt about that. I was reading an article online today from an FM that used to work for us actually, and he's gone on to have a really long career in facility management, doing very well. And he mentioned the thing about the stress and that sort of thing. And he goes, you've got to find things outside of work that that you can throw yourself into just to forget about things and that, because it can be all encompassing if you let it. And I think you would have learned by now that probably the first few years you're just in it, and you give so much time and attention to it, and then you learn, shit, I've got to actually do something about this. And we encourage everybody to have things that they're into outside of work, because you just can't be focused on this thing all the time, as much as it's 24/7. That's why we structure things how we do, to have the after hours and to have admin and the weekend roster and all that sort of thing, so that people can have a life outside of work.
Yeah, like I think and it's not people do it on purpose, but they call you up and they don't know that you've just had someone just go nutsy on the phone, or last person's just sworn at you for no reason, or had a crack at you for something that's way out of your control, and then it does add up at times. You kind of feel like, Jesus, people just won't leave you alone. But it's like as you grow, and the way the company's set up is just, it makes that stepping away from the job so much easier, and it's a huge key. Like golf's great for that. You can essentially just walk around with like 3 of your best mates talking crap for 4 hours. That's kind of
brilliant.
Like you do hit a ball every now and again, hopefully, and, and it goes all right. But it's just like such a great sport and something you can play through to your old age. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, cool, man. No, that's good. Well, that's about it from me. Yeah, that's been it's been an hour pretty much.
Is it?
Yeah, time flies, eh?
Right.
Yeah. No, cheers for doing that. It's just good to have a yarn about things, and no doubt we'll do it again. We might just sort of focus on some other topic and stuff. But
I'll be keen for that.
No, mate, you're a good man. Good to have you on the team, and we look forward to sitting down and having another chat about things shortly.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Cheers, Brady.
Cheers, mate.